Hey everyone, just wanted to take some time today to put together a quick tutorial for you on some best practices for using DotLoop. One of the things that I'm hearing a lot from agents in the office is, hey, I would really like to use DotLoop more frequently for facilitating signatures with buyers and sellers. However, I find something dragging on my time, and that's having to go in and fill out the same redundant information over and over again. Is there a way for me to save that time so that I can get documents to a potential buyer or a potential seller in the shortest amount of time possible? And yes, there is a way for you to do that, and you go in and you create a custom template for yourself. So the way that we do this is once we're in the DotLoop environment, in the top right hand corner there's 5 icons. We want to come over to the template icon, which is this icon right here. You can see templates here. We just click on that, and that will bring us into the template screen. And from here, what we want to do is just create the new folder for our custom template, and we do that by coming down to the red toolbar here and just select new folder. So for the purposes of today, we're going to be focusing on creating a buyer template, or a template for buyer forms. You can utilize the same principles that I'm going to show you to create a listing template or a lease template. Anything that you might be doing frequently, you can create custom templates for each different scenario. So for the purposes of today, we're going to create a buyer template. So once we've created or clicked on the new folder button, it's going to ask us to name our folder. And since we're working on buyer forms, we're going to type in my buyer forms, and then just simply hit create folder. As soon as we do that, it actually brings us into the folder, and you can see there's no documents in here currently, and we want to add those in. The easiest way for you to do that is to come down here to the add from and then select templates. The Market Center has already created a buyer form set for a sale, and that's the easiest way to drag all the documents that are required for a sale into this particular custom template. So if we just click over here on the left rail, buyer form set sale, that brings us into the buyer form set template. Just simply hit select all at the top. It'll select all the documents in that template, and then just select add documents. So now you've pulled all of those documents from the original template into your custom template. And what I would recommend that you do from here is that you start organizing the documents in the order of the checklist, or the checklist for the sales folder audit. And you can grab that template and use it as a reference so that you know what's first. But you can move these documents around within the actual template by just hovering over, and we know the checklist for the sales folder audit is going to be the first thing in our file. As soon as we see that the cursor changes from the pointer to the 4-point cursor, all you have to do is hold down your left mouse key and drag that file to the top. We know that the next document is going to be the Ohio offer to purchase real estate and acceptance, so we go down and find it, wait till we see the 4-point cursor, hold down our left key, and then drag that underneath the checklist for the sales folder audit. So now I've gone through and I've organized all of the documents in my template in the order that they are appearing on the checklist for the sales folder audit, just to make life easier for our Market Center as they're auditing our files. And now what I want to do is start going in to edit each of these documents with any boilerplate information or things that we're going to see consistent on every single contract. So if we start with the checklist for the sales folder audit and we click on it, it'll take us into the document, and my name is never going to change, so I'm just going to go ahead and put my name in here. But I'm not going to select anything else on here because this is the other items are going to change, and I still want to have the ability to check items off on this checklist as I'm working through a transaction in a loop. So I've put my name in. I'm comfortable with everything that needs to be on this document so far. So all I need to do is hit save and the back button. And then I move on to the next document, which is the offer to purchase real estate and acceptance. If I click on that, I can come in here. I know that on page 1, these are things that are going to change all the time, so I don't want to have anything show up here on every single contract so that I have to make that change. I'm just going to scroll down and look for the things that I know are going to be consistent with every contract. I would recommend on line 223, we know that none needs to go in there. Just know if you put none in here, it's going to show on every contract that you create. If in fact you do need to type something specific in there, just know you're going to have to go in and change that out. But if we scroll all the way to the bottom of the contract, I know that I'm putting together my buyer contract or my buyer forms, so I am obviously going to be listed as a selling agent on every one of these contracts that I use through this template. So I'm just going to type my name in, put in my license number, and then maybe I'll come back up here to the addenda. I know that the agency disclosure form is always going to be with every contract that I write. I know residential property disclosures are going to be with every contract that I write. I'm going to leave VA, FHA, and the FHA home inspection notice unchecked because I'll check those as needed with every individual contract. I know that I write a walkthrough addendum with every one of my contracts. There's always not necessarily always a lead-based paint addendum, so you might want to leave that unchecked, but I know that I submit an affiliated business arrangement disclosure form with every contract. Now, affiliated business arrangement disclosure form is a long, wordy title for a document, and I know that it's not going to fit in here with the default setting. So if I come up to the top toolbar to font size, I can change that to maybe 9 point and then start typing in the title of the document, and there I've got affiliated business arrangement disclosure. So now I'm comfortable with everything that's on the purchase contract. All I've got to do again is come up here to the right corner, hit save, go to my back button, and then go to the next document. What you're going to notice, or what I'm sure you've already noticed, is that you do have to go into each individual document. You can't select all of them and then open all the documents at once. In this specific scenario, you do have to go one by one. And we'll do one more here. America's Preferred Supreme Home Warranty Agreement. This seems to give all the agents the most trouble because there is a lot of information that needs to go in. And if you just go to this document in the template, and then fill out the boilerplate information that's always the same. So, the real estate office name. So our broker name, our address, city and state, phone number, and the rest of this information. And then once you're comfortable with that, go ahead and hit save and back. You're never going to have to fill that information out again because everything else should auto-populate if you create the loop in the right way. So then once we've gone through all of these documents, we are ready to start using this particular template. So now I've gone in and I've created a loop for a property that I am preparing to write an offer on with my buyer, and I've gone in and I've edited the edit detail screen, so all of the very specific information for that particular property auto-populates into the documents. But now I want to add these documents, and I want to add it from my custom template. So once I'm in the loop, I've already, you can see, added my people down here in the loop, and of course edited the edit details screen. So now I'm ready to add documents, and what I want to do is come down here and add from my templates, and we named that template My Buying Forms. And if I come here and just select My Buying Forms, then hit select all and add documents, you can see all of my documents have been added here, and now I'm ready to edit the documents to make sure that all of the relevant information is in there. So I just click the checkbox next to the folder at the top and simply come over here and hit open. And it's going to ask me to assign fields. So it's going to ask me to assign fields. I just want to make sure that I have the information correct, and my buyer 1 is Joshua. We're good. We don't have a second buyer. Our seller is Jana. We don't have a second seller. Buying agent. I need to come in here and select myself if I've not already done that on the previous screen. The listing agent has been selected. And buying broker and listing broker have not been selected, and you don't necessarily need to add those in at this point. But let's go ahead and hit assign. And now that we have opened all the documents, you can see I made the edit to the checklist for sales folder audit and put my name here in the agent, and it's already appearing for me. And if I just simply scroll through these documents, you can see, yeah, I still have things that I have to fill out on the contract, but a lot of the redundant information, which I already edited in the template, is already showing up. So if we scroll down to line 223, we can see that the none is already in there. We scroll to the last page, agency disclosure form, residential property disclosure form, and walkthrough is already checked, as well as affiliated business arrangement disclosure. But if this is an FHA or a VA buyer for myself, I can already come in here and I can select off that the FHA addendum is going to be made part of this contract. And then again, if we scroll down, instead of me having to type my name and the broker's name in again, I just simply have to worry about the listing agent, the listing broker, and my license number. And same thing with all these documents. Anything that may have already been added to the templates is already going to be in each of those documents, and it's just up to us at this point to add the specific information for this transaction. Once we're done with this, we can hit save, go back. And when you do pull a lot of documents in and edit a lot of documents at once, the system will slow down a little bit while it's trying to save. And then we're back at our screen. And then these documents are ready once we've edited them with the specific information to send off to our buyer for signatures. I hope this helps. Give it a shot. If you have questions, feel free to schedule time with me on either a Monday or a Friday. And you can find the scheduler by going into the My Market Center intranet, selecting the links option, and then selecting technology office hours sign in. Thanks everybody. Have a great day.